Let me call to order the November 6, 2024 Council Committee of the Whole meeting. Would you rise for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge to the flag? Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's start this evening with some police promotions. Chief?
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I have the privilege of promoting 3 members of our police department. I would ask at this time for Breslin, Martin, and Fisher to come to the front and be recognized, please. Thank you all for being here this evening. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. Know ye that reposing special trust and confidence in the fidelity and the abilities of Michael A. Breslin, we do appoint to the rank of Sergeant in the Pottstown Police Department. Jacob R. Martin, we do appoint to the rank of Corporal in the Pottstown Police Department. And Anthony N. Fisher, we do appoint to the rank of Corporal in the Pottstown Police Department, to rank as such from the 6th day of November 2024. These appointees will therefore carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the grade to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto pertaining. And we do strictly charge and require all persons of lesser grade to render obedience to appropriate orders. And these appointees are to observe and follow such orders and directions as may be given from time to time by superiors acting according to the rules and regulations governing the discipline of the Pottstown Police Department. Given under our hand and seal of the corporation at headquarters, Pottstown Police Department, the 6th day of November, 2024. Signed by myself as Mayor of Pottstown and Dan Weand as President of Borough Council. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Congratulations.
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 Doing the thing. You doing good. I'm so proud of you.
Made it. Congratulations. Congrats. Congratulations.
Y'all not saying for the meeting?
Under the subcommittee reports, Councilor Lebedinsky, infrastructure. Anything to add? No. No? And transportation, Councilor Bosco.
I covered a little bit of it last month, but there's more in the packet now. So.
All right. Ordinance Review Committee, nothing, no meeting. Economic Development. There she is.
Put my friend right here.
Oh,
Okay, so, all right, I'll work ahead. So, Pottstown has been designated, just last month. Pottstown joins approximately 165 cities across the U.S. certified as an official Better City for Pets. So, thank you. So we have a recognition for being pet-friendly, and we do want to thank our mayor for supporting the application and the pursuit of making this application for the entire community. PAID's focus on this will be working with workplaces and the business community of how they can be pet-friendly places, but I think that it's really something, and it makes it just a friendlier place to have pets really recognized by the business community as well as residents. Santa Saturday. So this is my friend. Okay, this is the quiz. What is the holiday show at Still River Playhouse? Sandy. So this is Sandy. Oh, so every year on Santa Saturday we do a scavenger hunt. Last year it was elf, so we had people go along and find the elves in the windows. So this year, in honor also of being a better city for pets, it says My Pet Picks Pottstown on this little collar. So you'll be looking for the Sandy dogs throughout the downtown, and they will be located in the businesses. So that will be part of the scavenger hunt. The grooming room is the sponsor for that, and we're grateful to them, as well as there will be a steps challenge, so you'll be counting your steps. There's a small prize for that, and Keystone Running and Walking is the one that is sponsoring that. We're still seeking a sponsor and a vendor for cookies and cocoa. So if you know of anyone that would be interested in doing cookies and cocoa at the tree lighting, please have them contact Danette. New this year, Arts in the Park from 11 to 2, Riverfront. We really doubt that Santa will come across the river in the dragon boat, unfortunately, because of the lack of rain. So just wanted to let you know that. And the downtown dollars. So the downtown dollars, again, I'm just going to keep beating on this, right? Support local. Every day is Shop Small Day. That's how we keep businesses in the downtown in business. So please support your local merchants. And if you want to give a gift where others can support these downtown dollars, there's no cost to the merchants. They're simple to redeem. You can buy $5 to $250. We give them in baskets. They're really popular because they can be used at multiple locations. When you don't know what to buy, it's the perfect size. So please make sure you do that. The other thing that I'd like to recognize is Danette for is the lights on High Street. She has done an amazing job in getting the building owners and the businesses on board with participating. So Danette, great job.
That's a great job.
Love it.
They look great, and especially now that it's dark early, they really add to the downtown, overall downtown. So doing a great job, and we're really happy for the building owners who have participated with us because we do offset the cost through the ARP dollars that we have received, but they do have to make a commitment to pay for install and also to make sure that they keep them up. So
think it looks great. So that is my report for economic development. If you would like me to go on to land bank
Please
while
do.
I'm here. So 633 Walnut, we hope to have a clean out, professional clean out of that property done sometime in the month, and then hold an open house for interested potential buyers to be able to tour the property and put in their plan and application, if interested, to the land bank.
Wonderful.
That is my report.
Thank you. Human Relations, Ms. Levengood?
Good evening, councilors, Councilor President, and Madam Mayor. November is Native American Heritage Month. This presidential designation aims to provide a platform for Native people to share their culture, traditions, music, crafts, dance, and ways and concept of life. November the 11th is Veterans Day. It's to honor those who have served in the United States Armed Forces. And also November the 28th is Thanksgiving. It's a great time to be thankful and appreciate all that we have. The Commission's next meeting will be held on Tuesday, November the 19th at 6 p.m. in Council Chambers, and all are welcome to attend.
Very good. Okay, and from the library, Joseph. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I realize I'm a new face. My name is Joseph Vasoli. I moved to Pottstown recently and joined the library board even more recently, April and September respectively. In lieu of our executive director, I'm here from the board of directors. We sent you a report. The financial and fiscal reality of the library is stark. We are doing our best to rectify it. Any support that you can offer would be much appreciated. And I'm here to help with any questions if you have any. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Market Center, Councilor Kirkland, anything? None. Okay. And Pottstown School District, Councilor Lindsay.
Yes, so winter physicals will take place November 8th, 2024, from 3:15 to 4:30 p.m. High school gym, free to all, middle school and high school students, athletes. Bring complete physical packet with you when you come. That's it.
Okay, thanks. And from our mayor, Mayor Henry.
Good evening. Thank you, President Wand. If I may, I think it would be more appropriate to deliver my report on Monday. But I wanted to say thank you to all the volunteers and poll workers yesterday. And I wanted to offer my congratulations to the candidates, Joe Cerisi and Madeline Dean. And may God's be with us all. Thank you.
Do you want to do a Monday? Would you add that to Monday's?
Tuesday, but yes.
Or Tuesday, mayor report, okay. And from our manager, Mr. Keller.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Just a couple items for you tonight. Just a reminder, due to Veterans Day on Monday, our meeting will be held on Tuesday next week. Chestnut Street Park is currently 95% complete, and we did officially reopen that to the public after we did an audit of both the playgrounds on October 25th. We think that the final items from the scope of work will be completed by the end of November, and that basically involves the installation of a privacy fence along with a small section of fencing along the property line. South Street Park, the contract for that park was awarded in October, and we're set to commence construction for that in November. There was a pre-construction meeting on November 6th for that, so things are moving along quite well in terms of parks improvements. And just an update on the lead line project, you'll see that the authority is also seeking an additional $1 million for lead line replacement through a LSA grant. So we're about 50% complete with the budgeted work that we have, and so far as a part of the county's $2.3 million lead line project. We look to move forward with that the first quarter and complete it in the first quarter of 2025, and then hopefully follow that up with some additional work if we're successful with the LSA grant.
Okay.
And that concludes my report.
Very good. Okay, the 2025 budget. You, Marley? Ah, there she is.
Good evening. I'm just going to report on an update for our budget. As you recall, last month we reported that we had a deficit of $581,858. This resulted in a tax increase of 4.97%, a mills increase of 0.72, and a total millage of 15.33 mills. And an annual tax bill increase of $72.63. So we have asked our directors to go back and review their budgets, and I'm here to report good news tonight. We were able to reduce the general fund operational budget by 1%. All capital projects are still projected for 2025. All positions are still projected. And then with that, we've also been able to reduce our reserve funding from $300,000 to $120,000. And then this would result in an overall deficit of $458,318, a tax increase of 3.92%, a millage increase of 0.572 mils, overall millage of 15.181 mils, and an average annual tax bill increase of $57.21. We will continue to review the budget, our expenses for December, and we hope to have more good news next month with additional reductions. So on Tuesday night, we'll be asking you to vote to advertise the budget as is. It's in the amount of $69,080,724. This would be advertised as to not exceed.
Okay. Any questions?
Any questions? Sure.
When you do the budget, and you go to each department manager, do you give them a something to work with as far as, okay, when they say, you tell them, give them your budget for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they start from? They start from what they spent last year, or do they add, automatically add a certain percentage to that?
So our budgeting software, it allows for, we can see our current expenses and then our projected expenses for the end of the year. So basically, we ask our directors, when they're doing their budget, to evaluate that projection based on their next year needs for the department. So anything contractual like wages and healthcare, obviously that's kind of out of their control, but they would review their current expenses and see what their needs are for the next year, and then if they need to make any adjustments, they can start there.
So when you said that, I guess the computer software
Mm-hmm.
can project,
Mm-hmm.
you know, is that according to like inflation? Is that according to
It's a core.
of gas and some things like that? Is automatically?
No, it's according to, it takes the prior 3 years, I believe, and takes an average of those year-end final numbers, and then it's an average of that plus whatever is currently expensed for the year.
Because, I mean, you know, this might, again, this might sound, you know, I'm not, numbers guy.
Mm-hmm.
But, in my mind, you know, just an average person, in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, start from last year. Start from the numbers from last year. Try to keep it there the best you can.
And most of our directors do. I mean, honestly, you'll see the cost increase, and it's based on inflation, or if it's contractual through professional services that they've received quotes or contracts for future years. That's where we will see the increases.
So the stuff that they really can't control.
Correct, yeah. I mean, our directors do a very, very good job of remaining conservative and not, and during the year with their expenses, so that we come in under budget usually. You're welcome.
Anyone else?
I actually have a question. How much buffer is built in to the estimate of the budget for next year? Like, my question is, if the tax laws change and products become more expensive, how much buffer do we have?
I think it depends. A lot of our large expenses are contracted, so we do our due diligence and will, like for insurance or engineering fees or legal fees, we will go to our providers and say, we need your costs for next year. And they can either give us pretty accurate costs, or they'll give us an estimate of those costs.
For services, but
For
I just meant
services.
for like goods and like fuel and things like that.
I think it's probably based on each department. I mean, the police department probably has a good idea of what their costs are and what they may be. Same with public works or utilities. I can review that question further and get back to you.
Yeah, the budgets are pretty tight. I mean, if you look at it, like for example, like the parks budget, I mean, that barely even changed from what we had in revenue and expenses last year. That's just one example, but that is why we do the mid-year budget adjustments. So because the budget is so tight, at mid-year, what we look at is, okay, in this particular fund, where did we not spend as much as we thought we were going to, and where do we spend more than we thought we were going to halfway through the year? And then we'll adjust that line item, taking from the one that we didn't spend as much in and put it into the one that we're spending more in. So that's how we deal with variances during the year for the most part.
Like unexpected occurrences?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Would you clarify that those mid-year adjustments have to be done within department?
Correct.
Within fund, yes.
Within the fund?
Yes.
Yeah. So they can't.
Right. No, I get that. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anyone else?
I know that there's the line item for the library fund, okay? From what I remember last year, we had some conversations about contributions from various municipalities, and some were not contributing anymore. Does this have anything to do with is this part of our contribution to the library? The 278 mills that are attached to it, or is this, I mean, are we still fielding the bills for other townships who aren't chipping in?
Well, the tax millage for the library is based on our contribution that they have asked
Okay.
from the borough.
Okay.
As far as if we are contributing for other municipalities, I would have to talk to the library board.
Right, but what I mean is that, I don't know which one it was.
Right.
One of the Pottsgrows said, we're not contributing anymore.
Right.
Okay. However, they get to use the library, correct?
Correct, yeah.
It's kind of unfair.
Right.
In a way of unfairness, okay, especially for our people who are already burdened with the tax increase, okay? So, I'm just trying to say, would the millage be lower?
Yes.
If-
Yes. Yes.
if
that's
they
correct.
contributed.
The information, if you read the Mercury article, the information in that article was correct. Our contribution would be lower based on the state requirement of $5 per resident. The Borough of Pottstown contributes above and beyond the $5 per resident. I can't speak for the library board if that's to make up for deficits in other areas, but what I can say is that West Pottsgrove only contributes $10,000 a year to the library fund, which is less than what they should be. They also provide some in-kind services, but those services probably still aren't equivalent to the amount that they should be providing to the library. And our friends in Upper Pottsgrove just decided not to contribute anything to the library. So that is a lot, I think, of the issues that the library is dealing with in terms of the lack of funding. But certainly there is somebody here from the library board if you'd want to ask them about that. Or
just why don't you call me up and we'll set up a time. I would like to talk to you. I mean, the library's in my turf. Okay.
Great. Yeah, go ahead. I'll allow it.
No doubt. Okay.
Pottstown Borough is contributing about what we would like. And so we're hugely thankful for that.
Right.
You are correct in that there are named townships who have been contributing less, and in some cases substantially less than that. So that is the current situation. Now, as for the issue is your funding has stayed relatively steady, for which, again, we're deeply thankful. It's the other townships' funding that has gone down.
Right. So is it fair to say that if the townships were putting in their fair share, that our contribution could be less? Or would you just want us to do it? No, yeah, I know what you know what I'm saying? Would it be less if our contribution, if the others were contributing their fair share?
So we vote on our official budget this month. However, I would say we are already facing a budgetary gap that includes the current situation. So if they can increase their contribution and you reduced yours, we would then still have a gap.
Okay, but if they, okay, so what you're saying is it's a fixed number that you would always like?
It's based on a calculation that's provided by our state consultants that's about $5 per capita.
Which we're exceeding, I understand.
yes, we are exceeding that. $5 per capita would be about $110,000.
Okay, so we're doubling it. I get it, okay? But other people might ask us questions about that, okay? And so we need to have a conversation about that. So that's why I want to talk to you about that, or your board or whatever. And just, call me up, we'll have a meeting. I'm right down the street, man. All right.
Can we schedule a field trip to go to the other townships to discuss this?
I'd be into that.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
The thing is, if you had a
You know
fixed
how
number,
nice I am?
if you came up with a fixed number, and you divide that among the townships that should be contributing, ours would be less. If you had a fixed number. If you had a fixed number and you divide them among the townships that should be contributing, instead of us paying the entire fixed number, our number would be less.
So that's not how the state has us do the calculation. I understand what you're driving at. So the short answer is, on a per capita basis, Pottstown Borough is currently punching above their weight class in terms of library revenue.
I apologize for putting you on the spot.
Yeah, we can maybe you can get back to us with better numbers. We understand you're just here representing Angela, so yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
Any more questions?
thanks. Hearing none, thank you.
I will provide you with the full budget report tomorrow.
Okay.
For additional review.
All right, and we'll add that to Tuesday next meeting. Tuesday, okay. Auditing service, we have a request for proposal.
Yes, we have RFPs that were provided back to us. We put those out in July, and the reason why we did this just to make sure we're getting the best rates possible. So we had two interested parties respond, Malley LLP and Baker Tilly International. So we will be reviewing that with the selection committee and making a recommendation for Tuesday night.
Good. So we'll have that on Tuesday. Okay. Class 1 towing, Mr. Garner, are you with us?
I'm here, Dan. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
I think council's aware that under our ordinance, we provide for 2 Class 1 towers that are utilized by our police department for accidents when the accident victim doesn't have a standard tower. We put these out for bid, essentially. It's for a 2-year term. We received 2 bids for our 2 Class 1 towers. It is the same towing outfits that we used for the past, I guess, 3 or 4 years. It's Man and Hawk Towing. So the department looked at the information provided. They're satisfied with the service, and we're recommending that council vote to award the towing licenses to Mans and to Hawks.
All right.
So that'll be listed on Tuesday night for possible award.
Okay. Was that at his end, is Zach?
He's still there.
Yeah.
Chuck, can you hear us? Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
I think
yeah.
There you are.
There you are.
I don't know. It's not my end.
Okay.
I think Chuck had just asked if there were any questions.
Yeah, I just said, is there any questions? That's all.
All right, hearing none, we'll add that for Tuesday. Next is the chemical bids for the water and wastewater treatment plants. Mr. Garner.
Yes. When staff put out the bids, they sought proposals for a 1-year, 3-year, and 5-year terms for the chemicals for both the wastewater and water treatment plant. When the bids came in, based on the numbers, staff recommended a 1-year term for these chemicals. There were 3 separate chemicals for the wastewater treatment plant. We received competitive bids for all of those chemicals. For the water treatment plant, we bid 7 different chemicals. We received competitive bids for 6 of those chemicals. The 7th chemical will have to be rebid. Staff, I believe you should have the spreadsheet with the recommendations of the various low bidders. It would be listed for Tuesday night for your award. Mayor, to answer your question about budget adjustments or what happens when prices increase, this is one occasion where we would lock in the numbers for next year. So we wouldn't really have any issue with inflation or changes in these chemicals. We do this for a lot of our goods and services, but not all of them. So there would be times when, we would have to make adjustments, but this is one amount that would be locked in for all of 2025.
Thank you, Chuck.
Any other questions? We'll list that for Tuesday. Pottstown Community Planning Assistance.
Yes, so this is the planning work assistance that we get from the County Planning Commission, and they assist at planning commission meetings, reviewing plans, issuing review letters. They also work with our ordinance review group to evaluate and study various ordinances that Borough Council has authorized staff to look at. So we have a contract with them currently. They're requesting a 3-year contract with a 9.65% increase over the life of the contract. So it's about a 3.2 increase per year. And the total amount is $15,900 in year 1, $16,400 in year 2, and $16,900 in year 3. And we would recommend continuing with their services because the total value of the contract is closer to $32,000, but half of that amount is subsidized by the county. So if you were to hire a outside planning consultant, that's more likely what you would be looking at paying.
Okay, questions? We'll add that. Mr. Garner, the sale of capacity to PAWC.
Yes, these are primarily authority-driven agreements, but due to the relationship between the borough and the authority, the borough is also party to these agreements. These agreements relate to sale of sanitary sewer capacity. For years, the borough had, and the authority had agreements with all the townships, including Upper Pottsgrove, to offer for sale sewer treatment capacity as the townships expanded. As you know, Upper Pottsgrove sold its collection system to PA American Water, I guess, 2 years ago. The first agreement would basically assign the rights from the township to PA American. PA American assumes all obligations under the agreement. So that's the first agreement. PA American has made a request to the authority to buy some additional capacity. 40 EDUs is equal to 12,000 gallons of capacity per day. The authority has calculated the amount for that purchase to be about $77,000. So if you guys are in agreement, you would be approving both the assignment and assumption agreement as well as the purchase capacity agreement to sell the capacity to PA American Water. It's pretty standard. You guys have probably seen it before, but again, doesn't come up all that often.
Okay.
Any questions?
Okay, hearing none, we'll add that. Okay, the local share account resolution.
Yes, we're asking for council to approve a resolution on Tuesday night for a grant that would be to secure $1 million in funding for the Ricketts Community Center improvements. So we've been working with Representative Cerisi's office to identify this funding source, and it would include a feasibility and study and building renovations through the grant. There's no match, and if we were successful, we would look to leverage the potential award to use as a match for another grant that might come down the road later on.
Right.
Nice.
So this is kind of in response to at the end of October, on the 25th, we found out that we were not successful in securing the $2 million in funding for the Ricketts Center through the DCD Capital Projects Multi-Purpose Fund. So we've been in contact with Cerisi's office as well as DCED to understand how that application could be made stronger in the future.
Okay. No questions, so we'll add that. Local share. Mr. Garner, we have a minor subdivision, 233 Shoemaker Road.
Yes, Dan, this should sound familiar to council because we actually talked about this at last month's committee of the whole meeting.
Correct.
We did not put it on the council agenda because we were waiting for a revised plan from Walmart. Just to refresh council's memory, this is a minor land development, a 4,000 square foot building addition. It rearranges some parking and stormwater on the side of the building. It's actually a clean plan, which is very unusual. There's no waivers being requested. In the last 30 days, they have submitted the new plan. It's being reviewed by the engineer. We're comfortable that you can act on it on Tuesday night to approve it, subject to the engineer's review.
Very good. Questions? Okay, we'll add that. And Mr. Garner, a release and hold harmless for 205 Henry.
Yeah, this is another standard practice, council, and I think you guys are aware of it. The borough obviously controls its own right-of-ways. This is a property that's located on the corner of Henry Street and Hamilton Street. The property owner wants to install a fence. The fence would actually be slightly within the Hamilton Street right-of-way. It would be set back 5 feet from the curb. The property owner has signed the appropriate document indicating that they understand that the fence would be in the right of way, that the borough has the right to request the fence moved if we ever have to do that. It's obviously unlikely that we'll ever expand road widths in that area of the borough, but it's for your consideration on Tuesday night. Staff, Public Works has no issue with the request.
Okay. Very good. We'll add that. And we have zoning ordinance amendment. Mr. Garner.
Yeah, there's actually two items under this item on the agenda, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
First, to just remind council, I guess it was a couple months back, you had approved some changes to the zoning ordinance as it related to window sign regulations in certain zoning districts. That public hearing is being scheduled for your December meeting. The ordinance will be teed up for the December meeting as well. So if you're inclined to adopt the ordinance at that time, you'll have the ability to do that. The second component of this issue is a recommendation from the Ordinance Review Committee. Council is aware that zoning ordinances are fluid and flexible. And as we continue to make changes to our ordinance to improve the ordinances, sometimes it requires a review of certain other provisions in the ordinance. In this case, the Ordinance Review Committee, as we're making changes to the ordinance, has decided to upgrade or specify in greater detail certain definitions that we currently have in the ordinance. Those definitions would relate to food sale services. The committee is recommending that we better define some food sale uses within districts so that there can be terms called specialty food stores, which would be different than grocery stores or neighborhood convenience stores. The other thing the committee found was that based on some changes in the ordinance, definitions for automotive uses need to be clarified somewhat. So there will be changes to automotive use definitions. And the third component of the definition changes recommended by the committee would relate to, excuse me, continuing care homes and personal care homes. Again, as we refine and fine-tune requirements for all these types of, I'll call them specialty uses, we find that the definitions need to be upgraded. So with your permission, we'll have some more details for you Tuesday night with more specific information about what the committee is recommending. We would ask on Tuesday night if you're satisfied with what we're doing to allow us to proceed to public hearing on these changes as well. That won't happen in December, likely happen in January.
Okay. Everyone understand? All right, we'll add that for Tuesday. And next is street closures. Toss your turkey.
Yes, this is November 28th by Pottsgrove School District. It will close College Drive at South Hanover Street intersection, and then College Drive and Keystone Boulevard from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
All right. We'll list that. And now to announce, we have upcoming board vacancies for Human Relations. It's a 4-year term to expire November 11, 2024. We have Mr. Johnny Corson requesting reappointment. We'll have that on. And for Harb, a 5-year term to expire April 1st, 2027, for anyone who might be interested. Okay, let us hear from the citizens.
All right. First up tonight, we have Reverend Darnell Brown, please. Daryl. Sorry, Daryl. I should know that.
You can't read this. I apologize for the chicken scratch. Good evening, council, and to our borough manager, and to our president, and to our mayor. Good evening. My name is Reverend Darrell C. Brown, Jr. I'm a native of Pottstown, and I also pastor a church here at 543 Walnut Street called Rhema of the Word Church. Tonight, I just wanted to stop in and thank our police chief for his outstanding response, for his responding to our request to have some type of signage out in front of the Ricketts Center. Last month, we had 2 children that were playing at the Ricketts Center, and after they were done playing, and they ran into the street, and they got hit by a car. 7-year-old and her brother, who's 10 years old. She was pretty serious, but he was okay. And the community responded, you know, in fear, because there's just not enough signage out in front of the community center. The lighting's not the best, and we just felt that we could do a little bit better. So we did reach out to the police chief, and immediately he responded. He jumped in his car within that hour and went up to the community center to see what he could do to help that situation, so that, you know, something worse wouldn't happen. And as a result, he put a sign out in the middle of the street for our, you know, for the pedestrians, or to slow down. And today, I believe he put a digital sign out. So we're just very grateful that he responded, and we're just very happy about that. I wrote a letter. I put it on Facebook. I did copy the chief on Facebook, but I don't know if he got it, but I wanted to read it tonight, if that was okay. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's some good news sometime, right?
Yes.
5 minutes, go ahead.
Yeah, but also police chief, and we appreciate that. So it said, Dear Chief Markovich, I hope this letter finds you well. On behalf of the community and the youth center, I'd like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to your support for providing the slow down and caution digital signs in our area. Your commitment to the safety of our young people is truly commendable and greatly appreciated. The installation of these signs plays a critical role in ensuring the safety of our youth as they navigate the streets, and it reflects your genuine compassion for our community. Your proactive approach in addressing this vital issue not only protects our children, but also fosters a sense of security among the parents and guardians. We are especially grateful for your foresight in allocating funds for more digital signs in the future, which he did put out today, as I said. This initiative demonstrates your dedication to continuously improve the safety measures in our neighborhoods, ensuring that our children can enjoy their time at the youth center without fear of accidents. Thank you again for your unwavering commitment to our community, for all that you and the Pottstown Police Department do to protect our children and youth. Your efforts make a significant difference, and we are fortunate to have you as our police chief. With sincerest appreciation, Reverend Darrell C. Brown, Jr., the pastor of Raymond Ministries International, and our community. So we want to thank you, Chief.
That's right.
For what
We're
you
going
did.
to thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that concludes citizen comment.
Okay,
That was nice.
counselors. Counselor Kirkland, anything to add?
Nothing, thank you.
Counselor Manastri.
I have a couple things.
Okay.
Couple things. I spent a lot of time at the Ricketts Center yesterday, probably about 13 hours, okay, and can attest to the issues on Beach Street around the center, okay. It was, Mayor was there with me, and we did notice some erratic driving and some interesting driving on that street that would lend to us to understand that we got to do something before some other kids or teenagers or adults or doggies get hit. Okay, so I appreciate what's going on here. while I'm on the subject of the Ricketts Center, I spent a lot of time at the Ricketts Center, as I said, and because I'm weird like I am, I was kept looking at the gardens and saying to myself, they need improvement. So what I'm going to suggest, okay, since I am into the gardens so much, that if I can get together with, Mr. Corson and Mr. Kirkland, and I'm sure if I could find someday in the spring that I could take like 5 hours, get a couple of guys, and I could mulch the heck out of that place, put some perennials in there so that it looks more inviting for the community, because it needs that significantly. So guys, get with me. The other thing was the mayor spent a lot of time on a homelessness plan, and I hope that we reread it. I'm hoping that there's going to be some more follow-up, or what we're going to do with that once what do you need from us to talk about this, or because you just gave us that plan, we read it, and
I appreciate you taking the time to read that. That actually means a lot. That team spent a lot of time putting that together, so thank you. I think that after the election, the county will be contacting us again for our second meeting. And with the report, I would welcome any ideas or comments or changes. We did have a couple changes from Mayor of North Wales, just as far as regarding ADA compliance and things like that. So I would certainly welcome any recommendations.
I just did I wanted to know what was next, okay, because everybody spent a lot of time doing that. So
appreciate that.
Anyway.
It's in the works.
All right, and anyway, next thing. I would like to see if we can plan for next year. I understand that we've had some gaps in our Halloween festivities in the borough of Pottstown, and I spent some time down south around in October and found some really interesting towns that are doing some things to make their towns a destination, economic destination during Halloween season. And they instead of just having a Halloween parade for one day where people come out, what they do is they basically make a Halloween village out of their town, okay? If anybody wants to work on that with me, I'm in, okay? Cool, all right. What else do I got? The election. Election was great in that a zillion Pottstonians came out to vote. A zillion. I never saw so many people coming out to vote. It was great. It was unbelievable, and it allowed the best advocate that I have seen for Pottstown in Harrisburg, Joe Cerisi, to have a resounding victory against a well-funded, well-qualified Republican candidate in a time when Republicans did quite well, okay, in the national election. But Mr. Cerisi found out that he has a very good friend in Pottstown, and that is, he needs to know that, and I will tell him that, and he knows that. On the election, I was reading a statistic that said over like $2 to $3 billion was spent on the election. Can you imagine what this country would look like? Can you imagine what we would be like, what we could address in this country if we got rid of that damn Citizens United that allows us to spend $2.5 billion trying to get ourselves to hate each other?
All the flyers.
That is a true tragedy that I see, because there's so much money that can be done, so much good can be done with that money, and we are wasting it by trying to make each other kill each other. And that's it. I'm done.
Good. Councilor Lindsay.
I don't know how I'm gonna follow that, but I'm gonna do my best. So, first, I want to say a little bit, chime in on the election in Pottstown. If you notice, I put stickers on your desk and gave out some stickers, and I still have some. Yes, thank you. And I still have some, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about why we had the stickers. They were for the voters, and the kids could have them. So on the Montgomery County website, I got a little bit more information. So Montgomery County has partnered with Fresh Artists, a local nonprofit that showcase artwork from K to 12 students to produce the Monco votes. The stickers that voters will receive at all 426 Montgomery County voting precinct when polls open on November 1st. So after you cast your ballot, you got the sticker, and they had 750 K through 12 students from Norristown area and Pottstown School District. I'm only saying this because I want you to know that our Pottstown babies did that too. You did a good job, babies. I'm so proud of you. So with that promotion, with that prompt, it was called My Time to Shine. That's the name of the stickers. So I just wanted to let you know that some of our Pottstown students had these stickers, and a gentleman came to me in my ward and said, he showed me a picture, and he said, can you get me one of these stickers? My daughter is in the 2nd grade, and she was selected to have the sticker. He was so proud. So I went in there, and I said, I'm going through the stickers. There's a lot of these different kind. I'm going through the stickers. I cut it out, and I gave him one. He was so happy to see that his daughter made the cut and had the stickers. So also what I did was, couple weeks ago, I went to Impact. Saw Stephanie there, seen a whole lot of people there. And it was, Impact was about the transit and the community conference. And I just want to say a big shout out to Howard Brown, because he gathered everybody he was one of the people that did it. And the Pottstown presentation was amazing. Everybody did. Twyla Fisher, she presented, and David Charles. It was beautiful. We had a good time, but I felt like I went to work that day because I was exhausted after all the speeching and the different conference. It was really nice. It was well put together. Got a nice jacket out of it. Was just really nice, and I learned a lot. Also, this is my last little bit. I did a fundraiser at Still River Playhouse for, it was comedy, and yes, I do stand up. I'm very funny sometimes. Y'all just don't know it. Anyway, I did a little stand up. I was a special guest, and we had a nice turnout. It came out nice, and it was just a fundraiser for Still River Playhouse. So I wanted to thank Still River Playhouse and Shell for suggesting that I'd come out there and be the special guest, and I had a good time, had fun, and that's it for me.
Vice President Lebedinsky, anything?
Thank you for voting.
Okay. Councilor Nice.
Just two things. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to vote. Like Andrew said, I've seen more people in this past election than I have in a really long time, and I got to meet a lot of new neighbors. The other thing, we talk about local businesses a whole lot, and I don't hear a lot about the gem that we have, Henry's. It is a wonderful little place to go for dinner. Sometimes they get a rap for being really expensive, but you can go there and share a couple of appetizers and even an entree. So it doesn't just have to be a special occasion. I would highly recommend going. I'd like to see some lights around Henry's and to light up that street a little bit, maybe do something with the front. But please, go check out Henry's. You won't be disappointed. That's all I have.
Councilor Prosker.
Mr. Frank does a great job at Henry's.
Yes, he does.
Yep.
You know, I told the boys and their friend on Halloween that the mayor had a bunch of candy for them up on Wilson Street, so they walked all the way from Walden all the way up there, and she delivered. Yeah, actually, it was like, what, 3 card tables of candy over, but a lot of whining on the way home, though. But What?
I give out
Wine for you.
full-size bars.
We'll get you next year. And of course, yeah, thanks for voting, for voting. And then I think Committeeman Tees said that there was the highest turnout since Kennedy. So
Wow.
a lot of people.
It was a lot.
Mayor Hendrick.
Sure, just a couple things. I want to thank Janet Friedline, who lives on North Franklin and High. I'm sorry, for putting on the most, I'm sorry, North Franklin and Wilson, thank you. We know I'm directionally challenged, I apologize. She put on a fantastic Halloween party on Halloween. She always pays for the block to be closed and like single-handedly has tables out there with music and games for the kids and everything from apples to chips to homemade cookies that she made them. And it was like a portal opened up on North Franklin Street and all the kids came. I've never seen so many kids trick-or-treating. It was fantastic. So I want to thank Janet Friedline and all her efforts. And thanks, Ryan. It was nice to see you and bring the kids up. Trinita, maybe we could use your talents for a fundraiser for the library. I would like to give a shout out to the library. I went today, no appointment, and instantly got a passport. They are fantastic over there. So if there's anything that we can do, you know, to support their fundraisers or plan some more, I'd think we should get on board with that. And one last thing, I got this in the mail today, so I wanted to announce it. The Ringing Hill Chorus is a chorus of women who sing a cappella in 4-part barbershop harmony music, which is rare for women, I think. That's very cool. On November 23rd, they're having a holiday concert at Grace Lutheran Church, which is on Charlotte Street. It's a free concert with holiday music, basket raffle, and food drive. It starts at 2 o'clock and it's free admission. They're also having a food drive, so please bring gifts for the neighbors in need and non-perishable food items to donate. So I can show you that right there. There you go. And that's all. Thank you.
I have nothing more to add, so meeting adjourned.